Hi, this is Billy Bean here with another segment of U.S. News by Billy, episode 19. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share on YouTube and Rumble. Today's date is May 19, 2023. Some of my sources are God and the Bible. Excuse me. Patriot subscribers, a redact recent interview of Michael John, BP Earthwatch, Gateway Pundit, James Neal Cooper, ANC Digital Plus. Okay, so we have a case now of the U.S. being invaded by Chinese military. So on the Texas border, we have the Republican governors of 24 states responding to the request for help by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, because the U.S., a shadow U.S. government, is aiding and abetting with the UN to bring in the Chinese across not only the Texas border, but California and Arizona. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, I'll draw a map. And then last of all, I'll go over all the states that are breaking with, excuse me, the U.S. government to help the patriot citizens of America. Excuse me. Okay. So we have the U.S., we've got California, Arizona, we've got Texas coming down, we've got Mexico, we've got South America going down to like Panama, Colombia. This is the area called the Darien Gap. And this is where many of the Chinese are being put through by the CCP. All right. So that's going on. Now, recently, Hal Turner is also reporting, that was yesterday, I believe, the Border Patrol arrested a Mexican individual crossing the border. He was stealing some car parts, or he came across the Texas border, and then he was trying to steal parts, catalytic converter off of vehicles, and he was arrested. And he said the Chinese are coming. So yeah, we got that going on. And now we have multiple reports, including James Neal Cooper. He reports on China. And what he's reporting is inside China, the CCP, that's the shadow part of the Chinese government and military, as opposed to the white hat part under the guidance of Chairman Xi. CCP send in the Chinese military age soldiers. And typically it costs them $50,000 to make that trip. CCP coordinates that, and they're going through the Darien Gap. And we have multiple sources now saying that they are well protected because the Chinese soldiers coming in pay a lot of money to the so-called coyotes. Lead them through here. They come up through Mexico. When they get here, they're aided and abetted by the UN. And that's according to a report by an individual who's covering it on the border, Michael John, who was recently interviewed by Redacted. I'll link that for you. And then when they get here, the UN gives them credit cards, housing, food, health, worth about $7,000 per month. And it's the UN and the shadow U.S. government, Mayorkas, head of the Homeland Security, who's down there on the border, the JB so-called shadow U.S. government also sent 1,500 U.S. military to the border, sent Homeland Security to the border, and they're coordinating now, bringing in the groups. They have thousands of buses there. And on the U.S. side, the UN and Homeland Security bring up a bus. And then on the Mexican side, that group brings in, the UN group brings in a group of 20. They get on the bus, then they're taken away from the border. They're given cell phones and the debit cards and other things. Then a shadow part of the U.S. government, military, that takes them and flies them around to different parts of the United States, because Homeland Security, a shadow part of the U.S., the UN, a shadow part of the New World Order, is orchestrating an invasion of the United States of America by the CCP. And this is going on. And now we see that we have, according to sources, Gateway Pundit and BP Earthwatch, we now have almost half of the states turning against the shadow U.S. government and sending aid to Texas in response to a request by Governor Abbott and the states that are breaking with the U.S. government. We have Florida. We have Mississippi. We have Arkansas. We have Oklahoma. We have Alabama. We have Georgia. We have Tennessee. We have South Carolina. So we've also got Montana, Idaho, South Dakota. We've got Tennessee. We've also got Utah, Nevada, Wyoming. We have also Nebraska. And let's see what we've got. We've got Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Missouri. We've got South Carolina, Oklahoma. We've also got Pennsylvania, Ohio, Nevada, right, Florida, Alabama, also Alaska, out here, Alaska, and we've also got Arkansas, Montana, Mississippi, Missouri, Idaho, Nebraska, North Dakota, right here. We've also got Utah. We've got West Virginia. We've also got Virginia and Wyoming. So those states again: Florida, Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Georgia, Missouri, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Plus, so we see many of the states now are breaking with the shadow U.S. government and coming and to the aid of Governor Abbott's request for the state of Texas to help the people who are fighting, and let's certainly include Texas. Certainly And so the people of the United States of America, the patriot citizens of America, are grouping together, working against the shadow U.S. government, the shadow U.S. military, and coalescing in this area. And it's good to remember that in the United States of America, it's estimated have at least 100 million militias composed of American citizen patriots who stand ready to work with the guards of these 24 U.S. states who are coming together to defend the United States borders against our Chinese invasion that's currently going on, aided and abetted by the UN and the Homeland Security of the shadow U.S. government. It's good to remember that God is in charge and He is on the move. And I say to my family and friends, remain steady out there, continue to pray. I love you, and I'll see you soon.